Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I am once again joined by my friend Smog.
Yeah! We're about to fall into despair.
Oh god, he's already in Monokuma mode. And last time we left off, we unfortunately found there are 2 dead bodies. Except, we ended off with something rather ridiculous that Smog and I were both like, we're done. No more.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah. Like, why on earth is Yamada still alive and then he just magically wakes up after, Asahina's tears land on his face? Like, really?
Because it's a Disney movie instead of an anime.
Apparently, except in this one there's murder and stuff, but oh well. Let's see what BS they're gonna say now.
This wasn't.
He's alive again?
Oh,
He's alive again?
they're actually talking. Huh. Okay.
Oh.
Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Is this a Game of Thrones reference before Game of Thrones started? Wow. Okay.
Hifumi, wake up!
Huh? Ah, that's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
Isn't he technically awake? I'm confused.
I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
Hmm? Wait, he's not saying anything. What the heck? That's weird. Everything else is voice acted. You want to say this line, Smog?
His memories are blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light.
Ah, the light.
Okay, and now he's talking? What the frick? Game.
Nani?
It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Yeah, stop wasting time talking about other stuff.
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
Hmm?
Hiro.
Ooh. Mr. Fortune Teller did it?
His eyes closed. And they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face,
Oh, I guess she's not so magical after all.
there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. What?
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring.
He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved.
Wow, easy.
Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi. And then going so far as to hide their bodies. Criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends.
that's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way.
It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it!
Oh, okay.
First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway.
Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice?
Ooh, just like Smog said.
An accomplice?
An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
My favorite part.
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask
Speaking of
the bear,
which, I'd like to
if
ask the
there is an
bear
accomplice,
if there
do they also
is an
become
accomplice.
blackened?
Do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and
So you
I
ask,
shall
and so I shall answer.
Each murder is allowed.
Each murder is allowed to have an
Only
accomplice,
the one who does
but
the
only the
killing
one who
will
does the killing will get to
graduate.
graduate.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
There's voice acting, so I was just I was just letting you do it. It's fine.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Ah, good old Mondo.
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
so then.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder.
Phew.
Only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So then why would they do it?
So, in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Well,
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
The one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
Okay, so not even necessarily that they use their own hands to do the deed.
True blackened? So just one person?
Well now.
That's enough for except. That's enough except. I can't even say it.
It's a weird word.
Explainifying.
Yeah, he just made that up.
Now it's down to the final battle between all you and the blackened. Good luck to all you. I don't know why I just went southern, but here we go. Good luck to all the Scandinavians.
That's something he would do anyway, so.
I don't know why I went southern, but here we go. So there can only be one blackened and accomplice who benefit.
This is not Japan. It's Georgia or something. No.
It's Louisiana. Yeah! Anyway, then I can't see any way Kyoko could be connected to this case after all. You may be right.
If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However,
I bet she's dead.
Oh. As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack, who's been unconscious.
What?
Oh, she's awake. What? I'm offended.
She woke up just for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You! Where did you?
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl. Milk sack? Wow.
Because Big Titty McGee got a lot of milk in them titties.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
I like her like response in the game.
You SOB!
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just say it? Why do you guys say SOB?
Yeah. It's a game. Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know.
She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
But that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems.
Okay. Alright. Let's look at the hammers then.
I'm sad because my favorite voice is gone now.
Which one, Yamada?
Hifumi.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yamada is my second favorite because it's just like, oh yeah! Shut the fuck up, dude!
No, Yamada is Hifumi.
Oh, the other guy that's dead.
Yeah, Kiyotaka.
Yeah, Taka. Like, I just loved how he was just silent, and then all of a sudden he's just like, fuck you! No, fuck you! There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously been... I can't talk today for some reason, so I'm just going to monologue in my head. Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet.
What?
Did someone wash it recently?
Okay, that's interesting. Let's just look at the bodies then.
Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. Found Justice 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? There's a tart laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body?
No, I guess that makes sense to drag that rather than carrying.
Yeah, because carrying is a pain in the ass. Especially Hifumi.
Yep.
That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. That too.
Okay.
What they probably did was, if they did use the blue tart, they probably used that to take them both, and then just like flipped Hifumi off. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it.
Yeah.
How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now.
I don't know.
Did he get... That's it. His glasses.
Oh?
When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
Oh, yeah.
But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wipes his glasses off? Who would do that, and why?
Okay. That's a very small detail, but I'm very impressed he saw that.
I was gonna say, did they fill him with helium or something? It's Dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. Could be used for a special somebody too. It's kind of awkward. But if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh. Wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Ah.
And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that?
Okay. Let's talk to my bae.
Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So, in other words,
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it?
It's just weird because, yeah, he covered his face, but the fact that he's been missing all this time makes him a prime suspect.
I have a feeling that it's probably the what's it called? It's probably the reason why they're both dead is because if Kyoko had anything to do with this, she probably talked him, the fortune teller, into killing them. That way, she could graduate, but he could have the money, or she was gonna split it with him.
I don't know.
If she did have anything to do with it.
It's just the way that Monokuma describes the whole accomplice thing. It's like there's nothing the accomplice would gain out of it.
Yes, but here's the thing. Remember Monokuma has the prize of $1 million?
Yeah.
That could be their gain from it. The person who... So if Kyoko set this plan out and he did the killing, Kyoko would graduate because she's the blackened and she would graduate. But he killed them so he would get the money. So he gets what he gets out of it is the money, but he doesn't get to graduate.
Yeah, but the problem with not getting to graduate, if she gets to graduate, everybody else dies. So that's why it's so weird.
But what if he tells them that it was her and they pick her and then he gets away scot-free and he still gets the money, but she gets found out?
Yeah, maybe that's a possibility.
Vice versa. It could be that too.
No.
I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we?
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Ugh, excuse me. I meant to be muted for that.
It's fine.
What? Because all the rule says is if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
see.
Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends.
Hey, share information, darn it.
Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as if he felt he left the repository. Hallelujah, hallelujah. He talked as if he'd figured something out.
I like how you're taking us to church now.
Take me to church. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not so smart yourself.
Yeah.
There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then.
Would you like my help?
Sure.
Yeah, let's look back on things.
This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up. So we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search.
And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared.
After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me.
Wait a minute! Wait! Hold up! What if this was Celeste's plan all along and she fooled him into doing it? Because
Well-
remember, she was kind of weird earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Like when she was asked to stay with Hina in the nurse's office?
Yeah.
And she was kind of weird. She like hesitated. And then the reason why the body disappeared was because they went to the bathroom. Maybe that was a thing to do so that whoever killed him was able to come and get the body, and they wouldn't know who like it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm still kind of suspicious of Celeste, especially with the way she's been acting.
Yeah.
According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Or, she got roughed up a little bit, just to make it seem like it. Meaning just after 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get one last scream in.
Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
That whole thing. Yeah.
Based on Celeste's claims, we went back to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then right after that,
Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor.
Okay. Oh yeah, she did that funny scream too.
I wish I could hear it again.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. Oh, another scream of him.
At that point, we decided to split up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However,
But at that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka.
And that's when I showed up and told you, and Byakuya, that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, Byakuya, all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual.
Yep, the bodies were missing.
We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone.
Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room.
Did you see that? This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time,
Celeste told us she'd found the bodies and we all headed to the repository.
and there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. That brings us up to now.
Now, this kind of felt like annoying to have to recap everything, but it's probably useful for, you know, it was a long period of time and a lot happened.
Yeah.
however,
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. No, thank you. We're fine.
Alright, so that will be it for today's episode. We're going to leave this room and we're going to go somewhere else. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day.